Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. My name is Rhonda Thomas, and thinking about my last podcast, yes, I do not have a guest. It's just gonna be me and you again. But I was also thinking about a the topic, my my the name of my podcast. I'm gonna shorten it up a little bit because I would think I want to just have it Rhonda Unleashed. And there's a reason behind that topic, is because we're gonna discuss a lot of different topics on the show. Um, I'm gonna discuss a lot of topics and a lot of things that I've overcome in my life and how I've overcome a lot of things in my life. We're also going to talk to a lot of different people and and the things that happened in their lives as well. I am new to podcasting. I am working on my audio and everything right now, but I I don't want to lose momentum. Okay, I want to keep going, keep going, keep going. Where I have an episode that comes out every week. Okay, so that's where I'm at. So with that being said, I would actually like to shorten up the name because there's a lot of resilient people, not only with First Nations and Indigenous people, but with people around the world. A lot of different people that have overcome different obstacles in their lives and have, risen above their circumstances in their lives. And it's really powerful to hear different stories. I have heard a few stories, and it's very powerful to hear. And I would like to bring those stories to everybody around the world. The reason being is because I think that through talking and sharing different stories, personal stories, that you're able to help the other person next to you. Because you never know what people are going through, unless you actually sit down and talk to them. But sometimes people don't want to sit down and talk to another person because judgment, for one, that was one that held me back for the longest time, because I didn't want to be judged for what I was going through, or for something that I was facing in my life. I didn't really want to talk to anybody because a lot of times I was embarrassed. I didn't want to be judged. And, but I've just learned with recent, um, I want to say things in my life, but it's more of different challenges that I've had to face in my life. Just recently, good challenges, good challenges. I actually, I joined a group on through Facebook. It's called Only Solutions, and I joined a few of their challenges because I was falling back into old ways that I used to, like 10 years ago or so, around. But I was seeing myself falling into those same patterns, and I didn't want to fall into those patterns, so I decided to join a few challenges with Only Solutions, and it's helped me. It's helped me so much. I used to journal here and there. I started doing my workout routine back in Lloydminster when I was living in Lloydminster, but I always gave myself cheat days. I always kind of fell a little bit here, fell a little bit short, just like I said in my last podcast. But through the challenges, I always had, somebody motivating me and somebody talking to me and someone saying, to post the goals or post the when I was done at the end of the day. So that kind of gave me a little bit more of that consistency and that discipline, and with it came habits. So I successfully did a few of the challenges, and it's really helped my life a whole lot. So when I was living in Lloyd, I told a few of the ladies out there that I wanted to do a podcast, but I just didn't. Okay, so I didn't. And New Year's, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna hammer it out, and I'm just gonna do it. So here I am. My second podcast. I feel good. I feel good about it. I'm excited and scared, and and I know that it's something that I need to do, and I know I'm gonna go talk to a couple of the ladies. I've heard a couple of stories, and I think they're really inspirational, and I think more of the world needs to hear them. I think back to when when I was younger, and some of the stories or some of the um, individuals that I've met in my life. I probably could have used their inspiration, or their essence, their energy in my life. Just have someone to talk to, you know. Um, but that's what the podcast is going to be all about, is just talking to different people, saying hi, putting a smile on. A lot of times, you never know what a person is going through, and a smile goes a long way. A smile goes a long way, and just saying hello and shaking hands with somebody, that's something that would change a person's life, and not a person's life, a person's day, even, a person's mood, um, and little things like that, you know, goes a long way in this world. Um, so with that being said, I just kind of wanted to come on this evening just to kind of give you a little bit like a part two of the first podcast that I started, because that one was kind of like I was up, I was waiting for New Year's to arrive and everything, and I was working already, right? So I was like, let's just do a video. Let's get it over and done with, and let's get that momentum going, and let's get it on the air. So I do have my podcast. It's going to be on a couple of platforms. I'm going to change a couple of the podcasts. Instead of having only video, I'm going to have some audio with, I've been working with some music, like I had said, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you guys on the show. I'm excited to have different people on the show. I'm excited to go back and talk to people. Like, I just want all the love in the world for everybody, and I'm excited. I couple of students that I want to talk to, and it's like the podcast isn't going to be about you know people who have successfully overcome different obstacles. Like I want to talk to different students too that are going through the different issues, and maybe they're going through some issues that I went through when I was going to school, or something that maybe they need a little bit of help with, and they just need someone to talk to. Sometimes, you know, listening to people and just letting them talk is something that people need. So I'm hoping that nope, I'm going to change my words. I am putting this podcast out there so that people are able to come and feel welcomed and be able to share a loving environment. And I learned that from my grandparents. I grew up with my grandparents, and my grandparents, they always welcome people in. They'd always, my grandpa would always welcome people in. My grandma would always set the table, give some tea, and that's something, me personally, that I kind of forgot too in my life. When people come over, I forget to put out food and put out something for people to drink, and and I'm practicing it more and more, and I'm not a perfect person, far from it, but I think back to things that I was taught, and so it's not only gonna be different stories about different things like negative. I want to try and go into a positive, but I think that they might go hand in hand. They do go hand in hand because we well, me personally, I'm not always this positive. But sometimes I want to be positive, and I want to share that into the world. But a lot of times I hold that negativity for when I'm alone, and I don't want anybody to see it because as my sister would say, man, you look ugly when you cry. But it was funny. It was because it was something that I was going through, and sometimes people aren't the prettiest when they cry. So it's just I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, I better say I will see you later in about a week, and we'll talk a little bit more then. So I would like to say muistas. I was gonna say tawau. That's how come tawau, but I know that wasn't the right word, and I'm practicing my Cree, so bear with me. I'm gonna put it more and more into my podcast as I go along. So, love y'all. Keep yourselves looking sexy, and we'll see you later.